You're gonna be okay. Okay. I'll get myself situated here. Okay, we're just gonna set that off to the side and we'll figure it out later. Hey Sagittarius, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den, where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you. Hang on, like I tossed it, so I need to grab it. We have a reading for you for May 15th to the 21st. We have a new moon in Taurus coming up on the 19th. That date might be different depending on where you're at in the world. So if you want to work with that new moon magic, definitely take a look and see when that's happening for you, so you can do that. As always, Sagittarius, we're just going to jump right in. So drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others at this time. I'm going to take a moment. I'm pretty well connected now, but I will just, for the benefit of getting centered and harnessing your collective energies and getting connected, I will get myself situated and say what I need to say. So thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with a bubble of light of protection. Thank you for helping be a guiding light in this reading. Thanks for grounding me too. Thanks for grounding me. I'm looking at it in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I feel like that's something I have to do. Thank you to the angels and my spirit team for helping guide me in this reading. Thank you for allowing me to channel Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising collective energy. Anything that's going to help our friends. Thank you for helping me uplift and empower them. I don't like reversals, so I'm trying to fix this card. Anything that's going to help uplift and empower them, to help them achieve true growth and change in their life in a direction that is meant for their highest good and for their highest, just getting on their highest timeline, whatever that may be, just helping them create the best lives possible for themselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's so interesting. So you have a lot of cards. If you have any Aries placements in your chart, then anything that's like strong and prominent that come out right now, I do actually, I think I'm feeling called to like tell you to like check out the Aries reading as well, because Aries just had a lot of fire energies in their chart too, or in their reading, and so do you. You actually have similar cards too. But anyway, we're just going to go through each card and figure out what's up. So, Queen of Wands. So this week, you're feeling confident, you're feeling sexy, you're feeling free. I like the Queen of Wands because it is specifically the card of confidence. It's specifically the card of feeling attractive. It's knowing that you got the goods. And I'm not just talking like, this doesn't have to be like a physical or aesthetic thing. This can quite literally just be confidence in your work, confidence in your ability to keep up with the rat race is what I just heard. Wow, that was so specific. So that might only be for some of you. But your confidence in your abilities, your skill set, where you're at in life, there's something here about having the confidence and sporting that and showing that off to the world. There is a little bit of internal conflict. So the Five of Wands, this could actually be just competition with others, but the Five of Wands in the traditional tarot is always an internal battle, or it could represent an internal battle. And it's almost like, so Spirit is kind of giving me like inner, like integral, or like that's not really like an inner word, but like integral or integrated thing. So it's something within that's causing like a little bit of conflict. My ears ringing now. Let me like take a moment. Interesting. So these energies, I don't know why they're showing up to me this way, but the one color is blue and the other color is green. So they're colors that actually go very well together and complement each other well. They could be feelings that complement each other well. They might not feel very good because they're clashing. They don't look like they clash, but perhaps they are companion energies. So if you are somebody who is, gosh, I don't know, maybe it's just because I just said something like about like apparel, but maybe you are, or like something about aesthetic, but maybe you're working in apparel or something, and you are finding that not only do you like to look good, like you're putting on clothes that make you feel good, but you are also, like you're feeling good about yourself, but you also might feel bad about yourself if you look at somebody who looks better than you. That's just an example. You don't have to. But it is a natural byproduct of wanting to look good. You feel good, but then you could see something that looks better and find that you don't either have the resources to get that thing, or that other person looks better at it than you, and so you feel, and then there's this energy of tension within. That's kind of the kind of energy that I'm getting with the Five of Wands. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about apparel. That was just an example, but specifically what's coming through is the energy of, discovering a passion for something or having confidence in something, but there being conflicting feelings regarding what is there. So whatever it is that you're encountering, there's just some type of conflicting feelings, and it's totally, Spirit wants to, like, the main message that Spirit's coming through with is that it's totally understandable that these feelings are popping up. It's very normal, and I'm hearing that it's very common, okay? So, like, it's actually, like, pretty normal. Like, for example, if you're running a business and you want it to do well, but then a business opened up across the street that sells the same stuff you do, and it causes that feeling of tension because you want it to do well and you are praising your successes and you're doing amazingly, but you also just have you have enemies now, or not enemies, you have competitors now, and so that can cause a lot of tension within. These are just very natural things that I think, in the grand scheme of things, they're typically harmless if you can work through it and try to work with that energy rather than working against it. Either way, I do feel like you are recognizing your power with the Chariot energy. The Chariot energy was actually this is your main card. This was the main card of our Leo friends as well in the last reading too. And these were shuffled actually very well. So I love that it came out for you as the main focus, and I just dropped the card. Goodbye. Not goodbye to you, but like goodbye as in like goodbye, my grace. I'm going to go pick it up now. But what I was saying about this card was that the Chariot, it's almost like you are guiding yourself forward. You follow your own principles, you follow your own rules, and you have the discipline to get things done. It meant something different for Leo, but I feel like whatever this is for you, you're having that discipline, you're putting forward the hard work, especially when paired with the Ten of Wands. You are focused. You're working towards your goals. That Chariot energy is like the supreme, like, I'm directing my will towards these projects and nobody's gonna stop me, okay? And I feel like there's so much in store for you here. The Ten of Wands is putting forth the work. It can be, like it could, like, be cumbersome or over-encumbered. I don't know. I'm pretty sure over encumbered is not a word, but Skyrim, the game, uses it as a word, so I don't know. I feel like it's not actually a word because dictionary.com tells me it's not. So I don't want to use it, but Spirit often uses that word with me, over encumbered, and I'm like, I don't think it's a word. But I get what they mean. I do, like, Spirit wants to caution you against, getting too much, basically, or trying to take on too much, but it's almost like you're willing to put forth that work. Okay, paired with the Sun, especially closing out your tarot, the Sun is saying that you have, like, such optimism towards it, or there are opportunities coming. And the Sun is a card of opportunity. The Sun is a very celebratory card. It is very positive. I do feel like that wherever you're working towards, there is a positive outcome that's happening with it. But this is just you engaging with life in a more uplifting energy. You feel like you can tackle the world with it. Maybe, like, you don't want to tackle the world, but it almost feels like the things that you've handled before, or the types of situations you've had to deal with before, if they were to pop up now, it's almost like you would engage with them a lot better because you have this Sun in your energy right now. You have this feeling or this meaning of the Sun. You have this optimism that you're kind of like, I just heard something swell. And Spirit is also telling me to like be careful how I word this too, because I don't want to like make it sound like, oh, everything's gonna be amazing, like, you know. But it's like, you know, because it's almost like that power to you, that recognizing your power and moving forward with it, like it's almost like you're feeling like you're in control, and that in itself is very relieving to you and helps you feel a little bit on top of your game, and it helps you feel more optimistic. There are certainly other factors lending to your feeling of optimism here. You have mindful. Group think. I'm actually going to pull the book on this card because I'm not actually sure what this card means, and for whatever reason, there's a message here that I'm blanking out on. It's not like Spirit didn't speak immediately to me about it, so let's speak with this book instead. So, keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts, groupthink. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a latrine, a circus, a temple, a cave. It can be a place of restriction or a place of never-ending expansion. Right now, be careful of where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key, as you are in a fertile time for full manifestation. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. It's easy to be influenced by others right now, too. Especially in our digital age, it's hard to protect yourself from the energy and the sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to pollute your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in the outer world. Stay out of gossip and other forms of groupthink, for when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good. Love more love. Gratitude more things to be grateful for. That is mindful. And that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of similar to the information that Leo got in their reading. All you fire signs always have like similar cards. Like you have like crossing cards and like similar messages. So I always find that really fun and interesting. And it makes sense because y'all are fire signs. But essentially, this card does feel, it's kind of like, again, especially matching under the Chariot, it's recognizing that you have the power to direct your will. Just make sure that you are engaging with energies that feed light to your soul and not like negativity that will kind of hinder your progress or your movement forward. There's something here about you do have the power to move forward, but you also have the power to hinder your movement as well, depending on where you put your mental efforts towards. So make sure that you are being, you know, mindful, like the card said. Make sure you're being mindful of that. So we'll see what else we get. Oh no, Overflow wanted to come out. That's quite literally like the same card. Spirits, like I said what I said, and I meant it. I'm going to hold it up for you in a second once I find the companion card with this card right here. Boop. Okay. Ooh. I like this pairing. So, Overflow, Overwhelm, and Plenty. Its companion card is Trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. So I love how we're getting actually like, for you, this is like the key to abundance, or like your secret code for abundance. I don't even know if it's much of a secret. Spirit's probably been trying to tell you this for weeks. But essentially the Overwhelm and Plenty card tells us that we are actually, it's almost like turning our attention to things that fill us up and overwhelm us, recognizing, quite literally turning your attention to recognizing the overwhelm and abundance that we already have so that we can generate more. That compared with, or not compared, that like with the companion card of Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. So this is quite literally putting your knowledge, your skills, it's almost like giving energy to receive energy. So if you're someone that really loves to help people and you're thinking about a very particular way that you want to help them, you can very easily get more abundance by giving the overwhelm and abundance that you have. So it's necessary to give in order to receive in this world, is my understanding. You, like, everybody as a basis is worthy of love, and you yourself are worthy of love. But I feel like in order for this abundance to work, like, you are a gift to be shared. Like, it's not like you have to. It's just, why would you not want to? If you are like overflowing with just like your joy and yourself, it's almost like Spirit's wanting you to not only share you, but the work that you create. Energy is made when you encounter another person. In your conversations, in the way that you think about them, any type of interaction you have with other people is creating that energy. So allowing for like a safe and positive exchange of energy with somebody else, like really feeding them that sun energy that you are overflowing with. Make sure you are giving from an overflowing cup from you too. This is why I say it's very important, especially with that 10 of Wands energy. This is like kind of like, I want to say it's a message from me, but Spirit's not telling me to back off, so they must like, sometimes like when I'm saying a message that doesn't directly apply, they're like, nope, don't you dare. Like, that's not what this is for. That's not the message for this group. But they're letting me say this, kind of. They're letting me say, so this is a message from Amanda, you know, wishkotheferret. But basically, make sure that you are giving from an overflowing cup. Make sure that you yourself are not depleting your cup and just kind of like taking your cup and just kind of dumping it out for the person just so they can be showered with love and affection, because then you have nothing left for yourself and then it doesn't feel like abundance anymore. That energy creates an imbalance. That itself is an imbalanced energy that's not going to feed you the abundance that you're looking for. And that other person will eventually not really feel as abundant either. I mean, they may, but they might just keep coming back for more, and then it's going to hurt both parties in the long run because you're just not going to have anything more to give. Okay? So, not that they're, you know, I don't know, it just creates this imbalance. I'm just getting the sense that it's imbalanced. However you want to apply that to your situation, it just feels like an imbalance, okay? So make sure that you're giving from an overflowing cup. So, yeah, that's kind of it. You have Sky Dancers, Surrender, another card that one of our fire signs had. Surrender, the partner card with that is Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So this is literally following your intuition, surrendering to the divine and letting your intuition take over, because I see for this group that you are... Actually, you're somebody who really cares about astrology. You could be somebody who follows the stars. You could be somebody who flows with the signs. So specifically, I'm hearing for you, signs are very imperative. You might follow signs. You might actually watch weeklies like this. I'm assuming you're watching weeklies like this, but it's almost like you almost use that as kind of like a guideline, and you let your intuition handle the rest. So these are almost like, it's almost like Spirit gives you downloads through readings, and I don't just mean from mine. Like if you're like somebody who looks at like other Sagittarius readings from other readers, I totally promote that. So long as you're not sitting there watching them all day and just kind of letting them dictate your life and worrying about the things that they say, and like, so long as you're taking action on these things and letting these readings inspire you, then I'm totally for spreading like good word and for like uplifting you and making you feel empowered, okay? But what I'm kind of getting from these cards, not even kind of, like the straight thing that I'm getting from these cards, is that it feels like whatever feels like out of your control, Spirit wants you to just kind of let it go. Quite literally, they're showing me having a bunch of balloons in your hand and then just like letting them fly off into the stratosphere. And let Spirit handle them. I just heard they're not going to go far. So whatever the situation is that you're letting go of, or whatever these energies are that you're letting go of, they're probably not going to go far. So you don't have to worry completely about, like, this isn't like a cut the cord situation. These are things that you are holding on to for a reason. These could be things that you are reluctant to let go of because you care about them so much. But Spirit is saying, let go of them. Just breathe and let them go. Surrender these things because you can't control them anyway, and there's only so long you can hold on to them. So let them go. Let yourself breathe. And also I'm hearing let them breathe. It doesn't really make sense for balloons in this metaphor to breathe, but Spirit is saying let them breathe. So let the balloons find their own way out into the world, whether this be people, situations, or energies. And then let Spirit guide them. If they were meant to come back to you, they will, okay? And I heard that a lot of these balloons, they aren't going far. So really take the time, take the care to just, be separate from them for a while and allow them to come back to you, or whenever you feel intuitively called to go back and find them. And again, if these are relationships in particular, you'll know because it's in your intuition. You should feel like it should immediately come to mind what I'm talking about, right? But especially when paired with the moon, take note of intuitive messages. I do feel like you are highly intuitive. Like, you are somebody who follows your intuition. You're somebody who's very good at following your intuition. You already know what you need to do. Especially with the Chariot here, you're already confident in your ability to move forward, especially with the Queen of Wands and the Chariot. Both of them together just indicates that you're confident in the strides that you're taking to move forward. And it's almost like just trust, just surrender. I know that's not easy. Like, I hate surrendering. I hate just like letting things go because I want to handle everything, but Spirit is saying you don't have to. Take a load off of your plate. They're quite literally showing me somebody scraping food into the trash can. As like a metaphor. It almost feels like you're quite literally just taking things off of your plate. Like, if you just can't eat anymore, if you are just too full, just scrape it away. Or put it in a leftovers box and put it in your fridge for later. Just, Spirit is like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. If you, like, I just heard something about eating cake, so I don't know. It's one of those things, like, you want to have your cake and eat it too, and that's fine, but I just heard that it could be, like, a dangerous thing to try to go for both. So, again, not quite literally talking about food. They're using food as a metaphor. Be extra careful if, like, something like that applies to something major in your life, of anything in relation to things like, you know, like something that conflicts with your values as a person. Like, you know, I know like we have people here that are like very against food waste and like all of that other stuff. So again, take what resonates with you, okay, and apply it to your situation as you see fit. You have one more card here before we roll your angel dice here. We have Embrace the Energy of Peace with Broken Arrow, okay. This card tells me quite literally, y'all, you and the fire signs. You also have a lot of 4s in this reading too. 4s are like really big energy for me in terms of like connecting with my guardian angel, but it's be peace right now. 4 to me, for whatever reason, like it's just seeing triple 4s here, because you have 40, 43, and 48. It all starts with 4s. These are the only numbers on the oracle cards that I'm seeing, and they all have 4s in them. So 4s could be a lucky number. 4s could be just a sign. I don't know. I like seeing numbers coordinate in my readings, so it gets me excited. So, I don't know. 4s have... What do 4s mean? I don't know. Specifically, if you are curious, 4s... Oh, angels, communication, gifts expanding. So I actually view 4 as a very angelic number for me. They feel very safe, secure. That's how I connect with my guardian angel when I see 4s. I'm like, oh, that's my guardian angel reaching out to me. So angels that are very close to your heart are guiding you at this time. Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. That's exactly what you have to do. When you surrender something, just let it go. Anything that is calling your attention that you feel propelled to take on, Spirit's saying, just relax. I just heard bite your tongue. So don't engage with energies that will get you riled up or get you into a space or like a negative headspace or a space that you're just not going to feel comfortable engaging in for a long time. Because, you know, sometimes once you start something or once you voice something, you're kind of stuck in that energy for a little bit because you're expending effort on it. So really just dial back from those energies, especially with the 5 of Wands here with that inner conflict going on. You need to give yourself time to have that peace so you can work through these energies, okay? And we're going to roll the angel dice for you to see if there is anything else we need to consider for this time period. 3, 7, 5. We're going to pull the book out again. Pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. You are being reminded to feel comfortable with change. The key is remembering that God and your angels are always with you. One more time, you are being reminded to feel comfortable with change. The key is remembering that God and your angels are always with you. Okay? I don't know why. It's really bugging me. This was the end of the reading, and I think there were like 2 more cards that I pulled for the other piles that I did not pull for you. So I'm going to actually pull that. So take your... I just heard from Spirit, take your time. Oh, okay. So yeah, getting comfortable with change. I'm going to let that message sit with you because this could be a time period of change for you. Last but not least, we have Will-O-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, and we also have Druid, hold the space. So when I get Druid, it's quite literally holding your station because there's information coming your way. I think I wanted to say this with the moon, and then I started talking about a different example and just like latched onto a different message. But with the moon, I feel like when you surrender things and you're following your intuition, your guides are actually feeding you intuitive information with this. And I feel like that's kind of echoing in this message with the Druid as well. Holding your station basically and kind of staying where you're at. It's not a permanent location, so chill out. You're not here forever. But there are treasures hidden in the shadows, so perhaps some of you quite literally have to do shadow work. The shiniest treasures are always hidden in the deepest shadows. And I don't think that's an actual quote, but I don't know if I can really expand on that too much, in that looking within yourself, looking within the shadows of yourself, looking within those, like, literally taking the deep dive into that Five of Wands conflict that you're feeling and trying to sort through it. Spirit is actually feeding you information to help you through that. I'm hearing that there could be issues with you feeling, like, I'm getting frustration. I'm actually feeling frustration, and Spirit is saying the word stagnation. So perhaps you have frustration of feeling like you are stagnating, or feeling like you're not really getting anywhere with your hopes, your dreams, your situation, yada yada, whatever the case may be. Stay anchored where you're at. Not saying don't make change, but it's almost like holding the space is allowing Spirit to step in. It is a state of surrender and kind of waiting and watching and being like a neutral observer, watching time, not time pass, but watching the events unfold around you without reacting to it, and trusting that Spirit will come in. And I just heard, like, Spirit will take his place. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means something specific for some of you. If not, totally disregard that. But it's all, like, I don't know if, like, lost somebody and Spirit saying, oh, like not as a replacement, but somebody will come in to kind of fill that void. But I don't know. I'm just getting the sense that whatever the case may be, letting Spirit kind of come in and take the wheel on that, quite literally just releasing. It's kind of an echo back to releasing those balloons, because there are treasures to be found in the energy that you're in now. It's just going to take you time to quite literally take a magnifying glass and look closer at what is present in order to see. It's almost like I just heard records of abundance. So you have records of abundance already. You have things around you that, like, perhaps Spirit wants you to take the time to recognize. And I just heard things that could fulfill you. So really dabble into those energies, okay? That being said, we're going to close this reading there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel. Thank you to your spirits, your guides, my spirits, guides, and angels, for allowing me to channel that message and for helping me to speak clearly and get this all across to you in a fashion that works for me, and hopefully in a way that resonates with you. So if you like my style, if you like my vibe, if you think I'm cool, go ahead, like and subscribe, all the things. Leave a comment if you so feel called to let me know how it resonates with you. I post a lot. I post often. I post weeklies and pick-a-cards and all of the things. And yeah, I am working on a Patreon that's launching very soon, and got a lot of fun stuff planned for this channel. So yeah, so definitely keep up to date with me if you think I'm cool. So love you, love you, love you, Sagittarius. I hope you have the best week, and I will see you next time. Bye. Ooh. Oops. Nope.